Hey, buddy, my name is John Fisher. Welcome to accreditedinvestors.net. Lead broker. So, what's a lead broker? A lead is a name, address, and a phone number, and a broker, me. A broker is somebody that sells something. We have been in the lead business for 32 years. And I'll tell you an interesting story. If you look at John Fisher's 32-year journey, I will tell you how I was introduced to a lead broker. It's a good story. I became a commodity broker, and some of the brokers were like getting all excited. They said, I go, what's going on? He goes, oh, it's Al. Al's here. And it's like, who the hell's Al? And I look out the window and I see this old man. He's got the back of his trunk open, and he's got boxes and he's selling leads to people. And I'm like, man, I better get down there and see what the hell's going on. These guys are getting awfully excited. And the guy's name was Al Harstein, and he's the one that founded this whole idea. I mean, I would buy leads from Al. Back in the old days, all they had was hard copy, one sheet at a time. The broker filled out, put all the notes on that. It drove the brokers crazy. They loved it. Even today, they like it, but it's very, very hard to manage the database because you can't figure out what states they're in. You don't know how to merge, purge. You don't know how to, pull out the bad numbers. I've got a list of 1.4 million bad people. They're litigators, regulators, they're strokers, they're people that I won't sell to you, And they come from court records. These are DNC litigators. Hey, I'm on the do not call, and if you don't give me $8,000, I'm going to report you. There's strokers, and there's all kinds of bad people. I clean all my lists out against that, that particular list. But the bottom line is that being a lead broker, I took a look at what Al did, and I said to myself, so this is what, you're a lead broker? And he goes, yeah, I sell leads. And I said, okay. So I asked for the prices, and I'm looking around, and I'm like maybe number 2, number 3, and the guys are grabbing them, handing them cash, and they're running upstairs, and I'm like, I'll test you out for $1,000. What do you got? And so he sold me some leads, and before the week was over, he called me up and he said, how you doing with those leads, John? I said, good, man. I'm getting a real good reaction to it. You got a customer. What else have you got? Come back next week. I'll buy some more from you. And then one day he sold me a list, and it was dynamite. I mean, it was unbelievable. And I think I bought the list for like $5,000 or something, raised a ton of money off it. And then I pulled the clients out of it, and whatever was left over, I turned around and I sold for like $16,000. So that was like my first transaction as a list broker. So here I am, a commodity broker, making good money, $250,000 a year, and I got these leads that once I finished them, I just went ahead and sold them to somebody else, and I was like, wow. And when I got out of that business, somebody played a joke on me, and they did. I think it was 7 deck cards, plastic bag with the little cards in them, and they broke into a postal machine. Long story short, I got 350 people calling me up because they thought I had requested information because they put the postal stamp on every one of those cards. And I was working with this commodity firm. He did a bad trade, a broker guarantee for $250,000. The customer didn't pay. The company shut down. The owner wasn't willing to take the hit. And I said, where's my money? You owe me $30,000. And he said, I can't pay you. I'm in bankruptcy right now. And I said, I don't care. I want my money. And he said, well, I understand how you feel, but I can't break the law. But here's what I'll do for you. Here's the keys to the lead room, and you can go ahead and do what you want. So I had a turbo Cabriolet 1988. I put the top down, midnight blue, camel, blue piping. It was beautiful. And I stuffed that Porsche everywhere I possibly could, and I drove down this main thoroughfare here in Boca Raton, leads everywhere coming flying out. And I went to my townhouse in Boca West. I had a 2-story townhouse, and I had them in all these boxes. I threw them in the closet, and I'm getting these phone calls, and I'm getting really pissed off because it's like, I didn't request any information. What are you talking about? And then yeah, you said that you were looking for oil and gas, and I'm like. And I looked down, and I saw the box, and I said, "Oh yeah, no. Yeah, I called you up because I sell leads. That's what I do." Anyway, these 2 clowns, Nick and John, which we're friends now, But I went ahead and that week all I did was sold those leads. I went to Office Depot, made copies of them, and $50,000 I made that week. And I turned around and I opened an office up, and I went on to make that next year over $1 million. And the bottom line is, I put a plaque on the wall, our gratitude and thanks to Nick and John, for giving us the seed money we needed to start this whole business, And by the way, the postal inspectors called me up and said, "Hey, what's the story with this postage on all these cards?" And I said, "Well, I think you know who did it, right?" He goes, "Yeah, we just want to verify it." I said, "Give me their name and I'll tell you yes or no." Hell yeah, I was going to do that. And I don't know if they ever got in trouble for that. But long story short, the lead business is very, very profitable. And it works very, very well. And you know what? Being a lead broker has been a lot of fun. You have to be careful. You got to be careful who you do business with. There's a lot of unscrupulous guys out there. I do the best I can to, make sure the people I'm doing business with are on the up and up. They slip through the cracks once in a while, but we only sell accredited investors and precious metal dealers. Accredited investors are sophisticated. The precious metal guys get it tangible. So once sophisticated as hell, you're going to be pretty good to rip them off and to scam them. And the worst possible scenario that happens to a guy who buys an ounce of gold is he pays too much money, but it's always going to be worth an ounce of gold. So I hope I answered your questions about lead broker and that you enjoyed my story. I am definitely a storyteller. If you have any questions, call me, John Fisher, 561-239-0364. Have a beautiful day and God bless.